Next, we turn to the other major theme of rap, race, and redemption, namely language and the awesome power of words. I first grasped the power of words when I was 8 years of age and saw my dad framed, shackled, and thrown into a maximum security prison for 22 to 55 years for allegedly possessing and selling marijuana. The shocking police misconduct uncovered in the Rampart investigation here in LA is neither new nor limited to LA. It was visited on my dad for being a 6'8" barrel-chested uppity nigger in the 50s and 60s with the temerity to flout all the racial restrictions of his day. Without a chisel, pick, shovel, or jackhammer, the only instruments he could use to avoid rotting away in a prison cell were words. He pulled the constitutional law books from the prison library, taught himself the law, wrote and argued his own briefs and motions, and ultimately won vindication from the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals in the case of Armour versus Salisbury. He found the key to his own jailhouse door in the warden's own law books. From his experience, I learned that words are acts with consequences. No one takes language more seriously than lawyers and legal scholars. In many other areas, mathematical formulas, equations, graphs, and tables do the lion's share of the work. In law, words, meanings, interpretations, applications, and verbal formulations reign supreme. Along with writers, poets, and rappers, we lawyers know that word work is sublime. In the words of Nobel laureate Toni Morrison, we die. That may be the meaning of our life, but we do language. That may be the measure of our lives. To show us how true that is, please help me welcome Mayda de Valle.
Come on, Josh. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Silverstein. I remember somebody once said to me in a conversation, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans sound so uneducated when they speak Spanish, cutting off all those letters, it's so lazy. At least even the poorest, most uneducated Mexican can speak to you in proper Spanish. And I had nothing to reply with. Anger ate the words out my mouth and I swallowed back the acidic comeback, which consisted of something like, vete pa'l carajo, cabrón, but your verses I subvert. My comebacks come quicker now, mouth up is wide with retorts in defense of the inflections in my accent, in defense of the articulations of my cultural enunciations. In other words, I'm defending sounding like a damn Puerto Rican, and I got words doing Mary Lou Retton type flips off my tongue, slurring syllables, warring accents, authenticity goes to shit. Spanglish slips off my lips, and I'm speaking in tongues, blending proper with street talk. Every day meets academic, bastardizing one language, creating new ones. Illegitimate unions between past and present give birth to shaky speech structures. Makes my expression easy and leaves language purists scratching at their ears. Ain't gonna get grammatics correct. I'm overcome by urban street tinge, tongue tactics. This city slicker to me that ain't acted out. I'm taking out all traces of proper English. Punctuation's only being used to give feeling. No pause and censure is non-existent. This vocal pattern is just now being enacted. Independent of margins that hold my syllables in check. I'm declaring a state of language revolution. All the words in our vocabulary have declared a universal strike, saying that we've been practicing unfair talking laws and not paying them for their hard labor, threatening to leave our civilization speechless. All accent marks are attending an emphasis convention at Webster's Place. The vowels are demanding to be worth at least $2,000 on the Wheel of Fortune. Shakespeare's sonnets are making record deals with Puffy to be sung in rap form. Dictionaries are on Prozac, suffering from an acute identity crisis, saying we can no longer provide all the meanings for words in your lives. We now want to tell stories. And thesauruses are translating into Ebonglish, Espanchino, con Zulu, German, Parlay poniendo S. Yo tengo el toque de Tito's timbalero. Kimbara, kimbara, kimba, kimbamba. Writhing off my lips, I'm writing waves of language deconstruction. Wear your hard hats, little chicken heads, cause the alphabet is falling from the sky. I'm daring to deliver dialects not commercially created and destroy your nitwit imbecilic notions of what language I should speak. Ain't gonna get grammatics correct. I never suffer from a lack of lovely, luscious, lingual, lullaby-like syllables flowing off these lips. Don't give a shit if you think it's incorrect. I never lack the ability to come correct, so get hip to this style by, because I dare you to write a 15-page analytical essay due by Tuesday at 4 in my mailbox on any subject of your choosing that moves a crowd like whoa, and read it on a mic, and read it on a mic, and read it in your uptight, educated-sounding proper tongue, because I'll still be here with these tongue tactics, never getting grammatics correct, but still making these folks go like whoa. Can you remember? Right at this moment, our past is pressing up against us. Pressure on our pores, we sweat till our present is soaked with the accumulation of choices and experience. There is no coincidence. See, we come coded for rebirth and remembrance. Deja vu and dreams where we fly and grow wings are just reminders of who we really are. Caught in the mechanics of life, we long for a fresh start. Repeat cycles like a washing machine, but wonder why the slate never feels clean. Hiding our pain behind masks, trying to save face like the Shroud of Turin we forget. And there is no one to remind us anymore. Books and TVs have replaced our remaining elders. Where once sage and scars welcomed us to adulthood, we're now welcome to a world of materialism and greed. Forgetting self is the new initiation. Welcome to the new trail of tears. We were warriors and healers, shapeshifters and seers, but our medicine men and women pray to glass pipes now. Misdirected energy got them concocting chemicals and misusing herbs to haze the real vision, so it's easier to crack our dreams. Our hearts are offbeat, and if we took just a moment to tune into the sound of our breath, we'd be able to hear our divinity pulsing up our feet through the concrete streets of our cities, and we would remember that we'd be stars, brilliant suns that shine at high noon, earth-shattering revelations eclipsed on the edge of new moons. But we give up too soon and leave our dreams dead and deferred on the side of the road and forget that while our bodies may have been property, our souls could never be sold. That's why we're the greatest story ever told. People so in tune with the earth, we took on its colors and bold shades of red, brown, and gold. Worship the sun, whispered prayers carried on the flutter of birds' wings. So aligned with our spirits, we move like the wind. And God was unquestionable to us. To religion made us believe we were original sin. Now we spend lifetimes staring at our hands, searching for a lifeline. Encapsulated sun rays, trapped in so much self-doubt, we forget how to shine. That's why I sleepless these days, cause my soul's been speaking a rhyme. And I got to capture these words and shout them, cause I know it's a sign that my dreams are reminders, messages sent from the back of my mind with ancestors guiding me, telling me it's time for remembrance divine. See, it's their spirits give me the strength to be a Sangoma, my sister and soldier, turning me into the coldest winter ever. That's why my words tend to send chills up your spine, but don't sweat it. I'm not mistaking the stage for a pulpit. This is just the altar where I offer my ink and my words for the return of your memory. So every morning you look in the mirror, instead of confessing your sins, wipe your tears and remind yourself you're made in the image of him. Cause a real revolution won't begin with the shot of a gun. It'll start when each and every one of us remembers we're part of the reason there's a shine to the sun. Peace, y'all.